Tonight at 5, Anatomy of an Insurrection.
We are seeing the inside view as the mob approaches from outside and beats the windows and doors.
A clinical presentation of a terrifying moment in U.S. history.
You can see Vice President Pence and his family quickly move down the stairs. The second man through the window is wearing full tactical body armor and is carrying a baseball bat.
Tonight, a closer look at the case against former President Donald Trump and the dramatic new surveillance video used by House impeachment managers.
Plus, Colorado prepares for the big chill, and state leaders promising the rapid vaccine rollout will not leave anyone behind.
For those who question just how bad it was, criminal complaints recently unsealed by the Department of Justice are more than revealing. We learned of a tweet in real time while they were in the building stating, "We broke into the Capitol. We got inside. We did our part. We were looking for Nancy Pelosi to shoot her in the frickin' brain, but we didn't find her."
Colorado Congressman Joe Neguse was one of 9 House impeachment managers making the argument against former President Donald Trump today. They firmly believe Trump incited an insurrection.
But today we got a look at that January 6th riot from new angles. Surveillance video inside the Capitol showed the moments right when the rioters broke in and showed Capitol Police helping lawmakers to safety.
Officer Goodman passes Senator Mitt Romney and directs him to turn around in order to get to safety. On the first floor, just beneath them, the mob had already started to search for the Senate chamber.
And Denver7 is committed to 360 reporting on this historic impeachment trial. 67 votes are needed to convict. 40 senators are a solid yes. 21 others are considering conviction. That's not enough for conviction.
Now, there is evidence that the graphic pictures and emotional testimony are having an effect on senators. Louisiana's Bill Cassidy, who once appeared to be a solid no vote, voted with Democrats yesterday, saying the trial is permitted under the Constitution. In a statement clarifying his vote, Cassidy said simply the House managers had much stronger constitutional arguments. The president's team did not.
And today's arguments came entirely from House impeachment managers working to convict Trump. They get 2 days to present their case. The defense then gets 2 days for theirs. And then the Senate will vote on whether to call witnesses. And if they do agree on witnesses, this trial could drag on. If they do not, we could have a verdict by the middle of next week.
Faith Abubey joins us from Capitol Hill tonight as the Democrats make their case that Trump incited the deadly insurrection on January 6th. Faith?
And as we speak right now, the House impeachment managers methodically laying out their case, saying they don't believe that the former president was just an innocent bystander. They say that his words and his actions directly incited that mob that attacked the U.S. Capitol.
This case is much worse than someone who falsely shouts fire in a crowded theater.
Lead House impeachment manager Jamie Raskin opening day 2 of Donald Trump's impeachment trial for allegedly inciting the January 6th insurrection, digging at the heart of the former president's defense argument that he's being punished for political speech.
It's more like a case where the town fire chief, who's paid to put out fires, sends a mob not to yell fire in a crowded theater, but to actually set the theater on fire.
Democrats using their allotted 8 hours for the day to lay out their case in chronological order, arguing Trump's betrayal of his oath of office began long before the deadly insurrection.
President Trump's conduct leading up to January 6th was deliberate, planned, and premeditated.
And when the violence began, the House impeachment manager saying Trump did not stop it. Instead, the former president's election lies culminated into a call to action on January 6th.
Democrats are trying to steal the White House. You cannot let them.
The impeachment managers appealing directly to the senators, witnesses of the attack now seated as jurors, unveiling never-before-seen videos of the riot in attempts to give new insight into the extreme violence and risk those inside the Capitol faced.
Officer Goodman passes Senator Mitt Romney and directs him to turn around.
Trump's defense team not expected to begin their opening arguments today, but yesterday defended the former president's free speech rights.
We can't possibly be suggesting that we punish people for political speech in this country.
And each side has up to 16 hours spread over 2 days to make their opening arguments. Democrats saying they plan to wrap up tomorrow. It's unclear whether the Trump defense team will wait until Friday to get on the floor. In Washington, Faith Abube, Denver7. Back to you guys.
Appreciate it. One perspective we have not heard much from so far is that of former President Trump. He's banned from Twitter, has not made any public appearances since leaving office on January 20th. He is reportedly watching the trial from his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida, and CNN reports he was furious at the way his defense team handled yesterday's arguments. We will continue our coverage of this historic impeachment trial for as long as it lasts. When the former president's team makes their argument, we will bring it to you in full. In the meantime, we want to hear your perspective. Email us at 360@thedenverchannel.com.
Another 28,000 people received a dose of the vaccine in our state yesterday, and by this time tomorrow, there could be 250,000 Coloradans fully vaccinated. We hear from so many of you who say you can't get a vaccine appointment for your loved one, even though they are 70 and should qualify. Well, we've been bringing your concerns to state health officials. It's one of the reasons they launched a statewide call center for vaccine questions. And today, the state's chief medical officer said they would not leave anyone over 70 behind.
We continue to work with our community-based organizations to stand up clinics across the state, both large and small, to ensure that we have access. And we will continue those efforts until all who want this vaccine have gotten it.
This week, the Biden administration announced it will deliver some doses directly to pharmacies. In Colorado, that would include shipments directly to Walmart. And the goal is to start vaccinations there Friday. State leaders tell us this will improve vaccine access for a lot of people, especially in rural parts of the state.
Coronavirus has delayed the murder trial in the case of Kelsey Schelling, a 21-year-old pregnant woman from Denver who went missing 8 years ago. Her then-boyfriend, Dante Lucas, is on trial for murder. Testimony in the case began last week, but it is now on hold until February 24th. And in a statement, the Pueblo Health Department said it was investigating a positive COVID-19 case associated with the Lucas trial. An extremely isolated event caused heavy, brief snow in a sliver of the Denver metro this morning.
And Denver7's Lance Hernandez traveled to the small area just outside Commerce City to explain industrial effect snow.
There may have been plenty of sunshine with haze this afternoon, but it was foggy this morning.
You know, I woke up and it was really cold, and I kind of just looked out my kitchen window and I noticed that it was snowing, which was weird.
Like many residents, Paige Turner had no idea it was going to snow this morning. She lives in Commerce City, north of Suncor and XL's Cherokee Generating Station, which were both venting a lot of steam today. That led to a light dusting of what's referred to as industrial snow.
We had a lot of humidity, a lot of areas of fog.
Denver7 Chief Meteorologist Mike Nelson says the saturated air, cold temperatures, and smokestacks at Suncor and Cherokee combined to create that snow.
The smokestacks at the refinery put out not only heat, but also moisture and also little bits of air pollution called aerosols. And so that was just enough extra ingredients to make little flakes of snow.
Enough to show up on radar near the plants about 9:30 this morning. The National Weather Service took notice, tweeting, "Check it out. A small area west of Commerce City had more snow than anywhere else," attributing it to the extra water vapor. Ms. Turner says she's never heard the term industrial snow before.
No, it's definitely different.
I also asked Mike about the aerosols, whether they're polluting the snow.
Well, you shouldn't eat snow anyway, but that stuff I might particularly avoid tasting.
Lance Hernandez, Denver7.
Next at 5, why mask fit matters and how coronavirus is impacting travel plans in 2021.
Plus, meet a trailblazing restaurant owner who is riding a wave of TikTok popularity.
On Saturdays and Sundays, people will literally, they line up.
The chill is not gone. As a matter of fact, the colder air is heading our way as we head toward the weekend.